Good morning, guys. In this video, I'm going to be covering what's sold on eBay for me. This can be a useful tool for you guys to see what is selling on eBay. Maybe when you're out garage selling, you can pick up some of these items and be like, oh yeah, Grimsy picked that up and he sold it for this much, you know? Hopefully this video helps you out, and let's get started. Right, so this first item right here is an Affliction long sleeve. I actually picked this up in Las Vegas when I was out on my trip. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. I found a couple of good clothing items out there. The reason I picked it up is because number one, I remembered Affliction brand does pretty well. And number two, the graphic was very cool. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be able to sell. And there was some distress to it. There is some distress on there. And even with that, it still sold for $49.99. Some people like the distress because it adds to the mood of the clothing. 50 bucks, why not? I think I had like $5 into this shirt. Very happy with that sale. Picked up a couple of radios at a garage sale. I paid $5 a piece. This is one of them. The Midland 75 822. Wasn't able to test it fully. Did disclose that in the description, but still sold for $51.99. Did pretty well with those radios. You're gonna see another one in a little bit. This is another Vegas pickup right here. This Build-A-Bear Workshop racing uniform. Build-A-Bear stuff does pretty good. You're gonna see another one further on in the video. This one right here, I wasn't sure what to price it as. Got a subscription on WorthPoint. I couldn't even find it on WorthPoint as well. So not sure if I underpriced it because again, I don't know, but as soon as it was listed an hour later, it sold fast. So I'm assuming I might have underpriced it a little bit. I maybe should have marked it $40 or something, I don't know. $26.99. I only had like a buck into it. Why not? Build-A-Bear stuff, don't sleep on. It definitely sells certain things. Not everything sells well, but certain things do. All right, this is the same sale as the other radio. I got this Garmin GPS map, and this one sold for $174.99. So this was definitely the winner of the radios. $174 from $5. I'll take that any day. This was definitely a win for me. A while ago, I picked up this Yankees starter bomber jacket, and it did have issues. That's the reason why it was marked lower. It didn't sell for $107.99. It actually sold for $80. I took an offer of $80. I was sitting for a while. As you can see, the start time right here says September 27th. So it was listed for a couple months. There was a lot of views. There was a lot of people watching the item, but no one was biting. So this was the first time someone said an offer, and I was like, you know what? I better take it because if I don't take it, it might not sell at all, you know? So $80, very fair, and I only had $5 into it, so very happy. Always look out for vintage jackets like this. They will definitely sell and do well. Another awesome piece I sold recently was this Cradle of Filth Santa's Little Helper Christmas Grinch tee, and this one sold for $90.99. Originally, I was trying to get $129.99 because there was another listing up for $150, and we were the only two at the time. So I was like, you know what, let's see how much I get. It was listed since August 29th, so it was on the site for 3 months or so. With it being Christmas, it did help it because the Grinch is on it, and obviously Grinch is an iconic Christmas character. Can't complain, very happy. And I had about, you know, $3 into this shirt, so happy overall. Definitely gonna be on the lookout for more stuff like this. I gotta have more. I had a couple of Sega Genesis stuff in my death pile. This is one of the items that was in my death pile. I already have this game in box in my collection, so this was just an extra. So Sunset Riders sold for $40. Very happy with that sale. Sold very fast. I think same day. Some video game items do fly off the shelves, but just keep in mind, not every video game item is going to be that way. Some can sit for months or even years. So it just depends on what you have. If it's desirable game, for sure it's gonna sell if it's priced right. If it's not priced right, it won't sell. Another item that sold pretty fast is Pokemon Soul Silver. Now I did post it on November 21st, and it didn't sell until December, I think 3rd or 4th. And that was because I had it priced at $113.99. That is a little high for it, but I did include a picture of it working. And overall, the label was pretty clean. Yes, it does have some minimal wear on the cart, but overall, the label is intact and it's nice looking, so that's why I priced it like that. And this was another item that was just in my death pile. I opened a Ziploc bag and saw this game, and then I'm like, what is this doing in here? Why did I have this in this Ziploc bag? Sometimes it pays to look at your death pile and see what's there because you might find little surprises just like this. So very happy to sell it for $113.99. Always check your death pile. Be right back. This is another Vegas item. I know it's sounding a little redundant. In Las Vegas, I went to Savers. I went to a couple Savers, and this is one of the radios I found. I think I got it for, I want to say $9 or $10, and I sold it for $44.99. Not the greatest flip, but still some decent money to be made on there. And for $44.99, I think that's very fair, very nice, and I would definitely buy this again. This was in a garage sale pickup video. A couple of weeks ago, I found a Panasonic DVD recorder, and the lady said she wanted $5 for it. Quickly bought it because it came with the remote. I wasn't able to test the recording functionality of it, so I did disclose it in the title. It says untested, the recording feature, and someone still bought it for $79.99. Now, I did get a message before it sold from someone else saying that, you know, if the recording feature didn't work, could they return the item? And I said, you know, it is disclosed that it is untested. And then also it's disclosed, like, you know, this is why it's marked this low. These usually sell for like 100 plus, so that's why mine was marked a little bit lower. I said, if it doesn't sell in a couple of days to a week, I'll reach out again, and then maybe I'll take your offer then, and then if it doesn't work, you can return it. But right after that message, someone bought it for full price, and as of the recording this video, no returns, no messages, so I'm assuming the recording functionality ended up working. And in my last sales video, I sold DVDs of Army Wives, and now here we are again. So these ones actually sold for $98.99, not $109.99. I sent out offers, like I think 10% offers, listed since November 12th, and it actually sold in December, so it was there for almost a month. But still very happy with this. Definitely learned Army Wives season 1 through 7 will sell if you have them all for about, you know, $100. So be on the lookout for that. Usually DVDs are pretty cheap at thrift stores and also in garage sales. So if you happen to see the Army Wives and you have all 7 seasons, pick it up because you can get $100 out of it.
I feel so alive!
This is the other Build-A-Bear item I actually got in Vegas. Now this is the Stitch costume. Certain costumes are rare, and this happens to be another one. And this was so rare on Terapeak, I wasn't able to find it. I did see some hats for sale, and I did see some of the mittens for sale, but I didn't see the whole suit for sale. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna price it at $60 and see if it sells for that, and it did.
You're lying!
This is actually the highest Build-A-Bear outfit I've ever sold. There is some very, very rare ones for like Hello Kitty that you should be on the lookout for, but this one right here is, I'm extremely happy to get $60 for it. Had less than $2 into it. Don't sleep on some Build-A-Bear stuff because it could be some serious money. And there's also some stuffed animals like the Hello Kitty ones that can be worth a lot of money. So definitely take the time to learn Build-A-Bear. This is another item that was in my death pile. Now, this one I bought at Savers like I want to say 4 years ago, and I put it in my death pile and never looked back. The batteries were exploded in it, so it did take some cleaning and testing to make sure it worked. It sold for $41.99. That's probably one of the most expensive Wiimotes I've ever sold. Very happy with that sale. Really hoping the buyer is happy with it as well. The reason I'm showing a Wii here is because it wasn't just one Wii. So someone bought 4 Wiis for me. It was a total of like $180, $190 order, and there was a bunch of Wiis just like this one. They're priced about $40. Some came with games, some didn't come with games. It was just a huge sale, and I think the package weighed like 20 pounds or something like that, and I had to ship it UPS. If I went through the post office, it would have been way too much money. Wiis are definitely something you should be on the lookout for. Now, they're not going to be incredible money, but if you have a couple like that, someone might just come and buy all of them, just like what happened with me. Even still, you can still get like $40, $50 if you have a controller, you know, all the hookups and the game thrown in there. You can get about $50. So Wiis can be worth some money. It just depends on how cheap you can get them.
Money.
This was another garage sale find. This is where I got the PSVR headset, and this one ended up selling for $38.99. I think in that sale I spent about $50, so this is almost all my money right there. Very happy with that sale, and I still have some more items to sell from that buy. This right here is the last Bible I actually got for free. So in the summertime, I hit up a garage sale and I was looking at some of the Bibles because I know some Bibles can sell, I just don't know which ones. And the lady just happened to say, you know, I'm done. It was like after 12 and it was extremely hot and she was done. She was like, you can have all these Bibles for free. I took it and I ended up selling for $27.99. Now it did sit for a while. I listed it in July 1st, which is when I originally got it. It sat and sat and sat. I think one of the reasons it sat is because I didn't put the measurements. One thing you definitely want to do with bigger Bibles like this, you want to have the measurements so people are aware of how big it is. And maybe, you know, I could have had a picture of the inside of the Bible a little bit. So I was very lazy with this listing, and so I'm not surprised it took a while, but still $27.99 from free. I'll take that any day. Recently, I picked up some skater tees. This one was a Metal Militia one. Did mention in that video that I was surprised that some of these t-shirts sell for between $15 to $25, even $30. So priced mine at $17.99 and it's sold within a couple days. Very happy. I still have 2 left from that garage sale find. There's some watchers on it, so I'm sure they're gonna sell soon. Vintage skater tees, vintage skater companies do very well. Just depends on what's on the shirt. So I have 1 Power Ranger left. I sold the blue one. Now I just sold the red one. And now I just have the Black Ranger left. $26.99 for this. I did have it priced at $29.99. The reason it's priced up like this is because of the condition. Figure still attached to the cardboard back. The box is in overall good condition. Sold for $26.99. Condition is everything. A lot of collectors like having pristine boxes and pristine figures. So if you have something that's in very good condition, don't be afraid to price it up, because there is collectors out there that are looking for that kind of stuff. And I mean, they don't mind paying a couple extra dollars just to have the better box or the better figure. So keep that in mind when you're pricing your stuff.
All the wasted years.
This is another item I had in my death pile. I had like 5 PSPs in my death pile. Probably asking yourself, Grimsy, what are you doing with all this stuff in your death pile? Before this year, I was working a full-time job for 10 years, and that's why I accumulated a bunch of stuff, because I loved garage selling and picking this stuff up. So with the full-time job and, you know, my day-to-day, I did not have time to list or do anything with them. So I mean, it's a nice little treasure trove. I've worked it down low. I still have some stuff left. The other reason I was waiting on it is because I didn't have extra chargers, so I wanted to include a charger with the PSP console, because it'll sell for a little more and people will buy it faster because it has everything with it. So that's the other reason. So I bought a couple of chargers for pretty cheap. Sold a couple. This is just one of the ones I sold. It sold for $74.99. I think I got another one sold for about $80, and these are doing very well. And again, death pile stuff sometimes pays off if you look. These shoes sold very fast. These ones I bought at a thrift store locally, and I was debating if I should get them or not. I think in the video I said I couldn't find any comps, and I still couldn't find any comps. Because of the design and also because it was made in Italy, I decided to price mine at $109.99. As soon as it was listed, I got a message from someone internationally, and they said, could I do 70? And I said no, but I could do 85. And they said, how about 80? This is my final offer. And you know, because there's no comps on this shoe, and because fear losing out, like okay, let's say that I ignored this offer and then I just sat and I would eventually sell it for, you know, $50 later on, I would regret not taking the 80. So because of that, I just took the offer for 80, and I still am very happy. I think I had about $10 into these shoes. These ones were alligator print, so that is probably one of the reasons why it sold so fast. And $80 is a pretty good price for shoes. Keep a lookout for alligator print shoes, because those do very well.
Money.
All right, second to last item right here, this Canon PowerShot SD1100IS. Now this one right here is a little bit more higher end than the other Canon I showed in my previous video for sales. Because it came with the charger and also the case, I priced it at $109.99, listed for $150, $130, $120. The reason I lowered my price is because the camera does have a little bit of wear. If you look right here, you can see there's wear to the camera. So that, considering that, is why I did a lower price, and it did take some time to sell. It didn't sell right away. It took about 2 weeks. I'm very happy that I was able to sell it. I think I had like about $5 into this camera, so very nice flip.
I like money.
The last item right here is a Sega Genesis. Now again, I mentioned I had stuff in my death pile. This is another item I had in my death pile. I had about 9 to 15 Sega Genesises just sitting in a box. Pulled them all out and started listing them. This one sold for $66.99. I sold a couple other ones recently as well. Death pile items can sell. It just takes a little bit of time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something from this video. Obviously, some of these items were obvious that they sell, like video game related items, but there's some other items that maybe that you haven't been looking at that you are now aware that do sell on eBay. If you have had some experience selling something I didn't mention in this video, please let me know in the comments below. Definitely want to know. I'm always eager to learn new things that sell on eBay so I can look for them when I'm going garage selling and not miss out. Anyways guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos, and follow my Instagram @GrimsyRaider. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you what I find next. Thanks guys.